But would you look at that? I bet you remember this one, 1978 JS 15. But why is it at World Headquarters? Well, we're going to do a little bit of add-on today. And guess who's here? Tracy.
Hey.
Tracy brought it back. She was up camping. Look at, she was kayaking. She was got her new awning up. But what we're going to do today is we're going to go over here and we're going to show you, especially on these suicide doors, what we can build to make this very simply not ever slam open when you're going down the highway. These suicide doors are very prone to that. You know, you're just never 100% on them. A lot of them go their entire lives. It never happens. One might do it on the third time out and then never do it again. But Jim showed us a little trick from Airstreams, and we're going to do that today so that we can get Tracy and Shandy on down the road to Wichita. So we're going to show you how to do that right now. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a grab handle, but we don't really necessarily want to use it as a grab handle just because we only have 1/2 inch plywood on these. It's going to be sturdy enough for our application. So first thing we're going to do is find a spot where we can go across here over to here, and I think that's going to be our best spot without removing that emblem. So I think, yeah, I've got a number 10 by 3/4, and we've got this other trim piece out here, plus we got a little bit here, so I think we're going to be okay. So we want the middle where it's highest. Oh, there we go. Where the highest point of this arc is, we want it to be across here. So I think we're pretty good right about there. Let me see if I can get one of these in, and I'm going to stop short just because I don't want this screw to go all the way through. I don't think it will, but we don't want it to. Well, maybe so. All right, we're good, we're good. We got a little space to work. All right, we'll get this other one in. Then we can take a measurement for our second part. Remember, when you hear the ooga ooga, you're doing good, you're making hay. Hey, that's sturdy. That is good. I think this piece really helped. All right, so we got to take a measurement from right here to right here. I'm going to go get our piece of wood that we're going to use in there. We're going to make that measurement, and then we're going to just take a bunch of test fits. This is about 12 inches, somewhere between 11 and 12. I didn't exactly measure it. I just know I had it left over from a project. It's 3/4, and I cut it down to 3 inches. So it's 3 inches by 3/4, and we just need it long enough to go between these. It could probably even be a little bit shorter, but it's fine where it is. So we want to measure to that high point. We're gonna have to do it this way. So I'm gonna come in on the inside and make my mark right there. So that we cannot go any further than that, and we actually probably want to be about 1/8 above that when we make our cut. And what we're going to do is right here in the middle, we're going to come down, cut like this, and cut like that. And then we're going to cut this around, make it nice and pleasing to the eye. We're going to work on that right now. Right here's our line. We're coming up this way, and here's our line. So we want to go just 1/8 above that line, and the easiest way to do, probably the most unsafe way to do this, but the easiest way for me, so don't do this if you haven't done it a lot. So I get this right to its top point, this saw, and I come right in here, and I'm going to keep it just about right there. And so I know that I'm going to cut up to there, and that gives me enough room that if I want to take a little bit more out, I can do that, but I don't want to not have enough, because then I'm going to have to go cut another piece of board. So I'm going to fire this up, and we're going to run across these lines right here. that's where we are. Now we're gonna just do a quick test fit. I know it's not gonna fit, but I need to know where I'm at so that I can start sanding down on this deal. I'm gonna slip this right through here. And what we ideally wanna do is go here, pop this out, and then when we get to about right here, we want it to be really tight, and that way it's not gonna move on us. So let's kind of navigate down, and now we're gonna wanna go in this area that we know is clear, and we are just too far off because we didn't account for our door trim. So we know we've probably gotta go, man, at least, let's try this other, where did it go? There it is. Man, that's not terrible. I think we're gonna take about another 1/8 off of here. We'll trim that up and then we'll come back and test fit again. All right, we cut down about 1/4 really is what it turned out to be. So we'll come in here, we'll set our depth right, or the back end right there. Now, we gotta walk that fine line between denting that metal and having a very snug fit. So we're gonna push right there. There, you can see, we're in there. There's no way for this to, on its own, go up or down. It's gonna need us to do it. So we're gonna go cut these corners, make them nice and smooth. We're gonna add some parts and pieces to it, and maybe even sand it down and make it look beautiful. We don't want this to look like it's just a board, even though that's all it is. We want to round these off. So I'm gonna put this on about a 40-degree angle. I'm gonna try and take this, just this, right here, off. It's just gonna look nicer. Just a little bit like that. See, that already looks way nicer than that. So let me get over to 40 degrees here. Same thing, approximately. I think we're pretty close right there. That looks better already. So we're gonna take a little time. We're just gonna sand this. We're not gonna spend time showing you how to sand. You know how to do that. So we're just gonna sand these a little bit smoother, make it look nice, and then I'll show you the next and final step. We're gonna add a little bit of Velcro. This is just what I used. I got it at the big box store. They're not paying me, but just so you know what it looks like. So it's Velcro, and it comes in strips, and it holds up to 5 pounds. So it should stick to itself very well, and it's sticky on one side. So what I want to do is I want to maybe start about right here, kind of take a close measurement so I'm not wasteful on the customer's behalf. I'm gonna go to about right there, and then I can make a change from there. So, do you like the way I clean up my work? All right, we're gonna start right here at the top. We're gonna follow this, and I got the 3/4 sticky side there just because we like to use this 3/4 that we've already got in stock, just leftover pieces, and we're not wasting anybody's money. Here we go, get around the, and since you can see how nicely we've rounded these, it'll stick better. It's hard to stick on those corners as easily. So we got just a little bit to trim up right there. So I'm gonna put this on here real tight. All right, now I just need enough really of the, because these are the hooks, and then these have the little, circles. So we're gonna go across here and really just down to about there on this piece. And unfortunately it's sticky, but that'll go off over time. So we're gonna set this right here, down to there. We're gonna trim a little off here. It'll stick to your fingers until it doesn't. It'll be out in the rain someday. And so that is what's going to hold it on. It doesn't need this necessarily, but a little extra doesn't hurt. So we're gonna go test fit that and make sure that we know what we're doing. All right, we're gonna give this a good test. So we're gonna take our Velcro piece off the top. Push it in here nice and easy and make sure that we're off of this emblem, we're off of the window. Now we did sand this front edge down because if it's up on a corner, that's going to be the high point. We don't want this to be the high point. We want this to be the high point. And you'll have, if you bring this down with the sander, you have less opportunity to dent this. So that's just a little right there. So we push that just enough. And then just to make ourselves feel better, we put this on, this Velcro. Now you might give this, but it's not going to do this or this. So now we can go down the road as fast as the speed limit is. Don't go above the speed limit. And your door is not going to open. You see these on Airstreams, now you're seeing them on the Scotty.